AYUC2019.
Good afternoon. Joining us for third game of the Australian Youth Ultimate Championships, played in sunny Logan, Queensland. We've got Queensland X versus Queensland Y. Home ground for both of these teams. I'm Emma Beresford and I'm joined.
My name is Patrick Josie.
And we'll be your commentators for this game. I mean, I think it'll be an interesting game. This, once again, crucial for both of these teams. Winner of this will go through to the finals tomorrow. So both teams are going to come out really wanting it. If you've watched any of the other games today, you would have seen the wind picking up as the day's gone on. Can't really say that I've seen it calm down much, but yeah, it's going to be definitely something that the players are going to be super aware of, super conscious of. See how well they can adjust to playing in these conditions. It's tough for any team.
Yeah, a lot of the other teams have opted to throwing a zone in the wind. And some teams it's worked out well, and for others, not so well.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of tactics they bring to the table. I mean, it'll be always interesting if it is some of their first games of Ultimate, which, insider knowledge, I've heard that quite a lot of the players on both teams are fairly new. I mean, Queensland Y, which actually I should mention, Queensland Y are wearing the maroon Queensland jerseys, and Queensland X are wearing the white jerseys today. Obviously, both being state rep teams, they came with the same jersey, so had to improvise a little bit. But yes, like I was saying, we've got Queensland Y in the maroon jerseys. Just getting my mic fixed up. Oh, much better. Queensland Y in the maroon jerseys. Inside knowledge from their coaches. Vast majority of the team, 14 years old. Super impressive to come to a competition. Fantastic standard as well across the competition that we've seen so far. So for these players, incredible learning experience. Ages then vary, going up towards that under 18s cap. Don't think there is as many young ones on Queensland X, but we've got heaps of interstaters. So I don't think a single boy on Queensland X is actually from Queensland. First pull of the game's gone up.
It's a pretty good one, rolling against the wind.
Definitely, but you can see disc turned over fairly quickly in the air. It's a hard ask to pull up wind. Queensland X with the disc. Oh, big shot already. Oh, sits beautiful. That's a goal.
A bit of a discussion.
Oh. We've got a foul called, which was uncontested. Great use of hand signals there. But yeah, so I think what had happened was Queensland X player, as you can see across the screen, maybe a little bit of contact kind of to get in front. Trying to get position, trying to do the right thing. But obviously, if you're needing to initiate contact to do that, need to find another way. We don't want any of that in our sport.
Yeah, Ultimate's a non-contact sport.
Discussion's still going on in the field. We're very fortunate that we have two game advisors here with us. So they're stepping onto the field now, helping them out with a little bit of rules knowledge. But at the end of the day, fantastic thing about this sport, they will just give their opinion. It is still 100% up to the players to make the final call on the outcome of that rules discussion. So they can take advice of the game advisors, but it's not binding.
Queensland Maroon bringing it in from their own scoreline.
All right, we've got Annie with the disc here, looking for some options. Just tipped it. Looking for that break.
Queensland X with an attacking opportunity.
Oh, fantastic. So we had, I think it was Jaden with the disc there. Quite cool, calm and collected.
Yeah, they took a quick play of the disc and they came up trumps.
Yep, found an easy shot through to Shelby. Now, Shelby is from Queensland. I was mentioning earlier today that a lot of the team, well, all of the boys aren't actually from Queensland apparently, but the girls, we've got 2 girls from Brisbane and then the rest of them are coming from Townsville. So it's great to see them coming down here.
Yeah, I think that having the team from all over the state and interstate, it creates issues when trying to train as a squad because they can't all get together.
Exactly, and that's what I think we're going to see a little bit from Queensland. Why, being all from Brisbane, they trained every Saturday together, got quite close, I think became quite good friends as well. So we'll see if that helps them along in this competition. See if they can capitalise. The wind's died down a little bit. Can you get the pull out before?
It's floating a bit.
Got caught in that wind there. Still a pretty strong position now for Queensland Y to be in. So Annie's picking up the disc here, looking for that shot. It was a nice area to attack. Cutter didn't come across the field too early, left it quite open, but it's going to be difficult shooting these shots in this wind. Even going downwind, it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, I think the wind definitely stifled that shot, pushed it towards the ground.
Alrighty. Oh, we've got a shot going upwind. Gets a hand to it, doesn't quite hold on. I think that's what they need to do though. They need to show that even upwind, they're going to be threatening those shots so that Queensland Y can't. Oh, beautiful goal.
Wonderful throw, wonderful catch.
Fantastic shot there from Annie.
Yeah, what you were saying just before, I think that the teams need to still try to do the riskier throws up into the wind. Because if they just keep doing the short stuff, the easier things, the defensive line can just set and really knuckle in and make it difficult.
Exactly right. And, I mean, you don't want to have to, as an offensive player, you never want the defense's job to be any easier than it has to be. You want the defense to be having to work hard every single point. You want them to be grinding. You want them to be getting tired. If their job's easy and they can just squeeze right in because they know you can't hit those deep shots, then it makes it super tough. Builds that pressure. I mean, peace all at this point in time. I think crucial to this game is going to be who can get an upwind break, who can get it first.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be a bit of an arm wrestle in the middle of the field.
Lovely pull there. Oh, looks like just floating out of bounds there. Yeah, landed out on the full, so that'll be a brick. Now, bricks, if they land out on the full, can either be taken from the sideline or from the big mark, which is about a third of the way up the field in the centre. Queensland X have elected to take from the brick mark. Centering pass. It was a nice breakthrough past that mark there. And not quite connecting with his receiver on the other end, but really opened up the space in that zone. Queensland X was moving it very nicely.
Yeah, Queensland Y put on a zone there, which is an interesting decision because Queensland X would be pushing downwind, meaning it'd be easy to throw longer throws over the top of the zone, which is what the zone is trying to force the players into, the longer, riskier throws.
But I mean, look, it seemed to work for them. They generated that turn. Annie with the disc now. There we go. We've got, I think, Jack
Queensland
with the
Y
disc.
working the disc around with the handlers. I think they're going long. And a turnover.
I think bit audacious, risky shot. And unfortunately, we just get another miscommunication, but I love that Queensland X picked it up and looked to move it immediately. That's what we want. You don't want the defense to set.
Yeah, they had an opportunity and they went to take it. It's just that it didn't get the completion.
Yeah, but take that every time.
Definitely.
All right, we've got another opportunity.
Looking long.
Oh, there we go. That big shot going up. Shelby just can't quite read it. And I think probably the wind actually blew it out of the field before she would have even been able to get a chance to get hands to that disc.
Yeah, the 8th player playing a big part in that throw.
But, I mean, not a terrible outcome for Queensland X right now. I mean, they're now trapping Queensland White right on their defensive end zone.
It's a pretty good zone. Not many opportunities, not many options. And he gets a turnover on the first throw. I'd say that's a win. Queensland X looking to attack.
Yeah, we had Clay with the disc there. Moving
Long
it through.
throw.
Oh,
Disc is up, coming under. A little bit too long, went out beyond the end zone.
yeah. That was a shot from Anthony there. I have to say, a lot of the time when it is windy conditions like this and upfield, downfield sort of wind, a lot of people put a heap of focus on trying to get that disc upwind. I mean, very hard, but I don't think it's appreciated enough how incredibly difficult getting those downfield shots are as well. You need to really temper how much strength you put behind the disc, and like we saw with that other one just before, overshot.
Yeah, it's a very different sort of skill playing in windy conditions to still conditions. And I think it's the difference between a good player and a not so good player. Good players can really thrive in all environments, and I think a lot of these players are showing that they can deal in these environments.
I really, really like that option there from Jack. I think there wasn't a lot going on. Their zone had really firmly set, and they weren't getting a lot of, ooh, fantastic grab. Moving across to 23.
Long throw into the
Another
end zone.
shot. Is it?
Good grab.
Oh, out. Once again, super hard to actually weight those throws. You put a long shot up, going upwind. You know you need to put as much arm as you can into it, but none of that downwind. It'll just float for days. Second shot that we've seen from Queensland X going out the back of the end zone. Now let's see how they go with this zone. I think Queensland Y got into quite a bit of trouble last point because the zone was really able to set. The defenders weren't needing to move very much, and you could just feel that pressure building.
Queensland X with a quick play, but
once again, I mean, Michael's been doing well. He's been picking up quite a lot of the disc. I loved that break look. I think that was the right option to take there. Really opened up the space of the field.
I think Queensland Y will be happy with this throw long. Relieves a bit of pressure, takes the play at the other end of the field.
Exactly right. Also, fantastic to see that they've got that length going upwind.
Queensland X with the long one, going back. I think both teams just want to play the disc at the other end of the field.
Bit of tennis going on, I think. It'll be interesting to see. We've got Jake picking up the disc. He threw that really long one just before. We'll see if he takes the same option again. When one team starts punting it long, it's very difficult to kind of, as a response, not immediately want to do the exact same thing.
Queensland Y with a few long runners.
Yep, back to Annie.
That was strong defensive pressure.
Yeah.
I think that's what forced the turnover.
Michael with the disc again.
A good in-out.
Ah, fantastic. Looked like it was sailing over her head, but no, reined it in. That was a great goal by Shelby there. And great adjustment from Michael. I mean, a couple of those shots had sailed deep of the end zone, so it was really nice to see. Just took a little bit off it, a little bit of arm off it, and was able to stay within bounds of the end zone for her.
I think Queensland X will be happy that they scored that point. It was a long point, and the pressure was on them going downwind.
Exactly right. At this point in the game, you don't want to be giving out any breaks early. You want them to have to work for their breaks. You can hear the game advisor there giving the whistle. So another thing the game advisors do, not just giving opinions on rules and their views on calls or plays, what happened in the game, they're also timing the game. So they're letting the players know when they need to start getting the disc moving again. We heard those 3 whistles, which means that the disc needs to be getting up. There we go. Look, I mean, Paul made it past the halfway mark.
Yeah, and I think going up the wind or into the wind like this, halfway is where you're aiming for. You want to get it over that halfway.
Yeah, yeah. And interesting, look, I mean, in the end, distance didn't matter for them. Clearly it went out on the full swing as they were able to bring it back at the brick mark. I mean, it's an interesting choice because it did only just sort of get past halfway. Their other option could have been taking from the sideline and getting that sort of additional like 10, 15 metres closer to their attacking end zone.
Yeah, Queensland X looking to capitalise on the quick turnover, pushing forward, a hard grab.
Will there be a call? Oh, no, on the line. Still working it up.
And there's the first break.
There we go. We had Matthias there with the assist. Feeding it through to Scott.
A few hugs in the end zone. Pretty chuffed about that point.
Definitely. I mean, look, as a team, you want to be sort of given those easy opportunities, like especially having to work upwind. I mean, it is a slog to have to go upwind the entire length of the field. But in that instance, it was given to them.
Yeah, they were given field position.
Yeah,
and
they were given like, 20 metres outside the end zone. There
was a good bit of hustle from the team to really capitalise on that as well. They saw the opportunity and they ran all the way down, set up their offence.
No, that's it. No, exactly right. I'm a huge fan of getting the disc moving before defense actually has time to set up. Before they kind of have that switch goes on, you know, like it's a practiced element of our sport, getting you to switch between offense and defense. And it can be tough switching your mindset and going, okay, no, need to knuckle down, need to get on D. And if the offense can capitalise on that.
Yeah, and with a lot of these players being new to the sport, it's good to see that they've got that switch happening early. I know a lot of new players will, turn the disc and heads go down, and it's hard to get that mindset out of the players.
So you had Annie picking up the disc there. Didn't quite get the connection. Now got another opportunity for Queensland X. Oh, fantastic read there. nice one-shot, easy offense. We had, who was it, 27, that's Clay Harvey, throwing the assist to one of their females in the end zone. I think that was Georgia. Either way, great read, great hands, taking it 2 hands up above your head. Sometimes, especially in the wind, they can be difficult catches to make because you're either having to look up, get the sun in your eyes, possibly lose track of where that frisbee is going. Especially in this wind, you need to be able to track how the disc is flying. So fantastic job getting hands on that disc there.
Yeah, particularly difficult for the catch because she had to turn around right before she caught the disc. So to do the full body swing, catch it. I think the Maroon team will be a bit sweating at the moment because they're down 2 points. And they don't want to let the game slip away any further.
Exactly right. I mean, interesting. I suppose, hopefully, downwind they can keep possession and get this point, but definitely you'd assume that the coaches would give them a timeout, give them a bit of a pep talk if they don't get this one in.
Yeah, I think using a timeout to sort of stall momentum is a very good tool that the coaches can use.
Paul Gornup.
Made it over the halfway.
Queensland Y on O.
Long throw.
There we go. Immediately puts it up.
Good position. There's no attacking player under it.
Read really well by Scott. Thrown it across field. Centering pass. Nice D there. They had that by Mia. Good positioning. Read it really well.
Queensland Y setting up the offense in the end zone. I think this is going to be a set play that they've practiced. A few ISOs. And a little bit long, but it was a good option.
Player got free, was able to move. Another thing, they did a really good job at creating space for him. So it was just him and his defender isolated in the end zone. That's what you want. You don't want any other bodies in there making your job any harder. All right, zone look here. Moving it nice and quick.
Yeah, when you're on the offensive team and the defensive team throws a zone against you, the first thing that you should be looking for is to try to swing it between the handlers, make that zone move from one side of the field to the other side of the field. And the first look from Queensland X was to swing it from handler to handler.
Oh, fantastic grab there by Scott. Nice, faking it through, swinging the disc, get it moving. Oh, great hands to take that one down. Yeah, back to Hunter. Hunter puts it long.
I don't think either team will be too upset about the outcome of that throw. Queensland X get to play it in the opposition field, and Queensland Y get the disc back. Gives them a chance to score. You can't score when you don't have the disc.
Exactly right. All right, Jake picking up the disc. Annie, their dump, set up really far away. I mean, giving the cutters heaps of movement. Shoots it long.
I think that one was near the end of the stall count.
Yeah, it looked like though. I mean, he didn't even look to engage his dump. I feel like that might be a set play or something the coaches have asked them to do, just to be looking at that deep.
Yeah, particularly when you've got the wind behind you.
Yeah.
As you said before, a lot of the teams will put a large emphasis on the wind, trying to use it to their advantage.
Yeah. Hunter with the disc now. Goes to Georgia. Georgia looking back to Hunter. Scott's getting involved. Oh, fantastic shot there through to Georgia. Oh, read it. Great D there by Annie. It'll be interesting. Let's see what he does here. Will they try to move it through the short game? And he's going.
The wind took that disc, bounced it over his head.
But I liked how they were looking to use it, the unders.
Yeah, you can't just rely on the deep throws.
Exactly right.
Player running in hard to try to catch that disc.
Yeah, love the effort there by Hunter Collingwood. And he's picking up the disc now for Queensland. Why? Oh, cleaning up the scraps.
Good dive, hard grab, quick throw into the end zone.
There we go. Fantastic catch there by Jaden Boyce. The
Wonderful.
nice quick throw.
Timeout was called.
What sort of messages do you think coaching staff are going to be giving them?
I think each team needs to work on their sort of middle of the field play. They're looking short, they're looking long, but there's nothing in that middle. So I think the defensive teams are sort of recognizing that they can come under or they can go long, but they're not like that little floater over the middle might be the opportunity.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a big ask.
Yeah,
Get those little floaters in this sort of wind, which is why like that sort of huck and zone strategy, not a bad option at this point in time.
yeah, the long strategy, it's very safe. You can throw it long and try to put it on the defense. Like a huck and D it's profitable.
I think what I'd really like to see from both teams at this point in time, especially going upwind, want to see them pivoting a little bit more. You need to be releasing the disc a little lower, putting heaps of spin on it. That's what I think is missing quite a lot. We are having a lot of disc go through hands, and you'll be able to see when they fly, they get that little bit of a wobble going. That to me is indication that just need a little bit more spin on the disc. Makes it easier for the receiver to read it. They know where it'll be going. They can predict where they need to move, do some sort of like odds ratios in their mind. But at this point in time, both teams struggling to play short ball upwind. We've seen them kind of put those big long shots up. Possibly they might get lucky, that bit of a Hail Mary, and then they've gained a whole bunch of meters, but short ball upwind hasn't been successful for either team right now.
Yeah, the short defense has been working well, I feel. I feel that that's sort of pushed out or made it difficult for the teams to work in that shorter area. You see the teams putting a zone on when they've got the wind behind them, which I think is the correct decision. And the only way the teams are really breaking that is sending it long and then trying to get the turnover.
Yeah, huck and hope.
Good commitment to trying to stop the disc there.
Anthony with the disc. Put up a big one. Oh, too easy for Georgia.
Yeah, beautiful curve on that one.
Yeah, back to...
The handlers throwing it between themselves, looking upfield. Nice grab, attacking opportunity here.
Nice. All right. Clay moves it off. Nice shot by Anthony there. Safe decision. Michael with the disc. Yes. Fantastic vision there from Annie. She saw the Queensland X player coming. Knew that they were going to try and hit that. Put herself right in the way. Got that brilliant D. Nice shot there to Sai.
Yeah, wonderful grab.
Sai.
Is he still
Oh,
in play?
great athleticism there. Both of them really wanting that disc. We had to Had to see Michael get off his feet for that one. I mean, really exciting player in Sai from Queensland Y. She's...
An unlucky drop there.
Oh.
Puts Queensland Y in a good attacking opportunity. Might be able to get that break back.
Annie picking up the disc. We've got Sai streaming deep for her. She goes. Oh. Unlucky there. Trying to hit Jake again.
Looking deep.
Nice. Too much. Look, had a good line to it. Disc sat well. It didn't go. It was within catching height. It had quite a bit of spin. Just sort of seemed if he had have waited like 2 seconds longer, receiver might have been able to get there. So not a terrible option.
Yeah, it's interesting to note here that Queensland X are going for a match defense and not a zone defense.
Mm. Oh, very nice. CJ with a great cut. He's been doing a lot this point. I mean, he was the intended receiver up in the end zone just before. Read incredibly well by Sai. She knew that was coming all day. She's the player I was mentioning just before. She played the women's season with Fuse, the Queensland women's team going to Div 1 Nationals, which was held in Townsville this year.
It's well done by them.
Oh, absolutely denied by Annie. Streamed through that one. Read it like a book. She's going to go again.
An unlucky grab there.
Couldn't quite connect. But they are going to... No, they're not going with zone. Going match. Got Michael picking up the disc here. Michael looking up the line. Oh, reeled in there by Anthony.
It's good commitment to the disc. Diving in to catch it.
Fantastic reflexes as well. Oh, fantastic bid there by Michael. Moved well. I'm very glad to see Sai getting involved. She dropped off her play. That's fantastic vision. Great field awareness from her as a player. Got involved.
Yeah, in that last passage of play, she was right in the middle of everything. Sort of blocking off just little floaters, going up the sideline, and she was in the middle of the field. Almost got to that disc as well.
Yeah, I think you can definitely see that Nationals experience that she had playing with Hughes coming out a little bit, I think, in this game. Just knows where to stand. Also, incredibly impressed with Annie. I think overall, the Queensland Y girls have been playing a storm today. I think at this point in time, I don't know. You can tell me if you've seen anything different, but I don't know if I've actually seen Annie or Sai take a sub.
No, they've been around a lot.
So, big work rate from them. They're putting in the hard yards, racking up the kilometres on those boots, well and truly breaking them in.
Just coming in. Good pull, plenty of float, allows the defense to come up and set up. Looking deep options, deep option going up. It's a good option. Now they can set up the defense and try to pin Queensland X to their own scoreline.
Oh, Hunter gets it in the centre there.
Looking for a quick play. No options here.
We got Jaina with the disc. Moving to the sideline. Oh. Fantastic D there. I think they were probably looking for Annie, who was going up the line there, that dump cut. And we've got Casey getting involved, getting that D. Fantastic cut from Mateus there. He's a South Australian import.
It's good to see that the Queensland X players are all calling for the disc. There's no one really sitting around thinking, oh, I'll let my other players, give them a bit of space. Everyone wants the disc. Everyone's hungry for it.
Had a nice little 1-2-1-2 there from Coden and Hunter.
Cuts are going deep.
Jake picking up the disc.
No second handler.
Oh. Stays in.
Wonderful throw, wonderful catch.
Fantastic. I mean, I think, to be honest, I don't actually think that was probably the intended receiver. I loved the cut that Annie did. She tried cutting up the line as that dump cut, and instead of clearing back to the stack or making some jinky move back towards the handler, she said, nah, putting the pedal to the metal, going straight to the end zone. Really opened up that option for them. And I think helped Jake sort of see that space that was available in the end zone there. Didn't get it. Picked up by another one of the Queensland Y players, but definitely started creating that movement, creating that space. She's really controlling the game right now. Yeah,
and even she ran into the end zone and it pulled the players around. It doesn't matter
exactly
whether she
right.
scored or not. It's just the points are still on the board.
Exactly right.
I think that's something that a lot of newer players, they sort of feel down and bad that, oh, I didn't get the disc, didn't do this. But really they're drawing defenders around and letting the other players catch the disc. They're doing a bigger part than they realise.
Exactly. Big picture ultimate. Let's see what Queensland Y can bring with this upwind point. The sort of defensive pressure that they can put on.
Looks like a match defense.
Anthony picking out the disc. Clay with it now. Swung to Georgia. Nice and patient. Clay again.
Good handle position, dumping behind. Safe option.
Oh, fantastic. Shelby there with the disc. Oh.
Almost had that one.
Those reflexes were firing. Couldn't quite get their hands to it. Oh, interesting now. You can see we haven't got Queensland Y to the disc yet. Definitely looks like some sort of zone look from Queensland X.
Yeah, I think it's very on a 3-2-2.
Yeah, marking an area of the field rather than a specific player. Similar to some sort of zone looks in basketball, if you will. Clay picking up the disc, putting it. Easy read there for Mateus.
Yeah, he picked up the disc and he knew exactly what he was going to do. Straight to the end zone and threw it. Didn't have to wait around, look at other options, he just sent it.
I think, look, at this point in time, both teams have shown that they're reasonably good at scoring downwind. Quite cleanly, I think this point, I mean, there was a turn and point before, there was also a turn in the point before, but they're getting the job done going downwind.
Yeah, I think they're playing to their strengths.
Exactly right. And this is now where Queensland X need to say, what can we do to score upwind? Because if they don't break, then they're not in a position to win this game. So really interested. Love to see some hard defense from them.
Yeah, hard defense, and I want to see something new on offense. Like the long ones, they're working at the moment, but I think you've got to pull something sneaky out of the bag.
Try that short ball. Lovely pull.
Just sitting in the air.
There you go. Putting in a zone. Does look like they're doing sort of a bit of a containment by the looks of things. Look, generates a turn. It's working.
Can't be unhappy about that.
No, exactly right. Looks like we've got Jack picking up the disc.
Lots of cuts in.
Looking to try and get that dump off. Didn't quite connect with either Clay or Coden.
There's a difficult throw in the wind. I think the really short ones, they really catch the wind. Wind just kills it.
Nice. Annie with the disc. Oh, Sai getting that good swing pass.
Long shot towards the end zone. Over the top. Goal.
Oh, dang! Comes down with it, streaming out of nowhere.
Flew through. Nice grab.
Great point there by Lucy, number 62. She was getting quite a lot of the disc. She was very useful for them as a bit of a popper through that zone. Really got to keep the disc moving. Defense never really got to set properly. Opened up that shot for them in the end.
Yeah, the offense worked really well. They were able to get a few quicker hands through the middle, split open the defense and sent it long.
Yep, it was CJ that came down with the goal there. I think he's been a look for them quite a lot as a receiver. Speaking to the coaches beforehand, I thought he was going to be coming back a bit more as a handler role, but I haven't seen him too much in that position. Definitely been doing a bit more downfield work.
Yeah, and when you catch discs like that,
yeah, don't change it. Exactly right. Jake with the pull for Queensland Y.
Queensland X still with players on the field.
Hear that 3 whistles from the game advisor. Very good. Disc is up.
It's a wonderful pull.
If that's anything that has really improved over this game, it's the standard of pulling. Players really adapting well to what the wind's giving them. Centered it through to Georgia.
See here, the stack is quite deep, and I think that's
Effort from Mateus.
Yeah, it's unfortunate he didn't come up with the distance.
I know, put his body on the line. I mean, he had to move. There wasn't a lot of other options coming. He was super close to getting it. Annie with the disc.
He did well to touch it. That was a good grab off the blades of grass, off his fingertips.
Centers it back to Annie. Gets it to Jake. Jake puts it up.
The wind's getting behind this one.
Oh. Unlucky for Sai. If it wasn't as floaty and it was just still a 1v1 contest, probably would have backed her, to be honest.
It's a wonderful long pull, a long hook.
Can he get there? Oh!
Layout at the end. One thing I like about this game is I like the back and forward. I'm enjoying watching it. Going from goal line to goal line.
Oh. Liked that option. Really liked that option.
Disc is in.
Michael with the disc on the sideline. Georgie working for it. Putting it up. Oh, just past the fingertips of Mateus there.
sight right where she needed to be.
Michael walking over to the disc now for Queensland X. We've got Georgia back as his dump. Quite a deep stack. Hunter working for it. Fantastic cut by the Hunter there.
Looking at end zone options.
Needs to look to dump. Or just score. What do I know? Fantastic shot there, Shelby. Great hands. I really liked that cut from Hunter to get open in that space. He actually started in the opposite half of the field to where the disc was, and really made that big, broad cut. Worked over a space of 20, 30 metres, gave himself time, trusted his speed to get that separation from the defender.
Yeah, he's been putting in a lot of effort this game, and that point showed it.
Once again, Queensland X sitting pretty. I think message from coaches, I would assume, is just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, why change what ain't broke?
Exactly. And being up at the moment, just gotta keep that pressure on. Don't let them get a sniff of an upwind break.
What do you think the coach would be telling Queensland why?
Oh, I think first and foremost it's just for morale sort of sake, important that they really get this point. I don't think it would be wise for them to push it too hard. If they get it in their attacking half, I think they've got the players to be working it through the unders, but I think some of their handlers are putting up those shots and a bit too much juice going out the back of the end zone. Oh, there we go. Great hands there. No look D.
I think that one was a bit of an unlucky play on Queensland Y. I think the wind caught under the disc and really spoiled the party for him.
Anthony with the disc.
Wonderful throw.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh.
Unlucky read. I think the defender put a lot of pressure on her then.
Yeah, kudos to defence. Annie with the disc now. Oh, fantastic. We had Eleanor streaming deep. Great undercut. Sends it back to Annie. Oof. Bit of a bullet, but I like that she's getting low. Getting that spin on the disc. Stayed nice and flat. Bit of a height disadvantage, I think. Difficult for those super tall players to get their hands low to the ground. But that height comes in handy when you get those Ds in the end zone. So look, 50-50 game. Annie with the disc.
Good effort to try to catch that
Yep.
one.
He had to work. He had to stop, change his direction, stop his momentum to try and get that disc there. So yep, CJ really working hard.
That was a good option in the end zone, I felt.
Yeah.
Defense was close in and found a bit of extra gas to get the hand to it.
Oh, went for a bit of a walk. Big shot there. Oh, there we go. Eleanor comes down with it. Cheeky pack grab. Annie back with the disc. Gives it another go. Let's go, Eleanor. Champion. Oh, nice read of the play there by Anthony. Saw it was coming, got that hand to it, got the D. Going between Anthony and Clay at the moment. Clay with the disc, shooting it to Mateus. To Clay again. Looking for dump. Good option. Nice shot there. Anthony, run onto the disc. They want to be looking to get it over to this other sideline. Puts it. I think that was ticked by Annie. She's really, really great defense.
Quick play going long again.
CJ,
Oh, I think he went over the sideline.
yeah, attempt of a greatest there, I think. So greatest players, when the disc is sort of cruising out past the sideline, it's still live until it touches the ground or it touches a player who's not in field. Oh, bit of contact there. Oh look, shaking it off. They're fine.
Yeah, a bit of hand taps.
Hey Rose, stand in front of her, Rose. No big shot, stand in front of her, your hands out.
Annie walking towards the disc now. Asher is her dump.
Disc is in. She's looking long, straight up.
There you go, those meters.
It's a wonderful position. Defender already on the spot.
Yep. That's what you got to do. Set up that pressure early.
Hey, close the stack, close the stack.
Anthony with the disc there. I like that shot. Very nice. Centering it into the field. Lily with the disc. Centering it to Clay.
The cutting on the field is working really well.
Yeah.
They're finding space, finding open receivers.
That's exactly what I want to be seeing from Queensland at the moment. Oh,
I think Queensland
Shelby
Y,
with a D there.
I think Queensland Y are trying to. They're going for the long throws. Oh,
Annie with a D.
she's everywhere at the moment.
She is.
Yeah, I think Queensland Y, they're trying to throw the disc long, and they're not really getting the completions.
And at the moment, Queensland X have been doing incredibly well at moving the disc upwind. So do you change your strategy? Play for possession rather than doing that huck and zone.
I think so.
Oh,
Wonderful catch.
fantastic grab there. Taken down by Clay. Queensland X puts it up. Oh, Matthias snaked it, if you ask me. If I was Rosie.
Yeah, a
like,
few words there.
Yeah, buddy, what you doing? My space. But that's another upwinder. Fantastic way to take half for them, really. I mean, to take half, get in another upwind break. I mean, you've got to be pleased with that. But yeah, I think Queensland Y need to be pulling out a little extra to get themselves back in the game. Need to start getting some of those completed shots as well. I think that'd start building their confidence back up. But until then, well,
Yeah. I wonder if there's anything that they'd change on defense to try to stop the completions of Queensland X.
It's a tricky game overall, I think, just with the conditions, playing with what you've got. Either way, I think let the teams reform. We'll be back with you in about 5 minutes.
And we're back. Just waiting for the halftime to finish.
Alrighty, welcome back. Halftime over. Coming back out, we've got Queensland Y coming out on offense. I think overall, I've been really impressed with Queensland X, especially given how many of their players are from all around Australia.
Yeah,
Difficult to expect those connections just coming straight into a tournament, meeting each other for the very first time, and really they've shown quite a lot of composure going upwind, I think.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of synergy with the team. I'm surprised about that. Normally it takes a season or two to get that sort of synergy and connections and flow, but they're pulling it out.
I think at this point in time, just going to continue what they're doing. Coming out to a bit of a commanding lead, I have to say. Something special has to come from Queensland Y to be able to bring this one back. But look, you never know. Neither team has been perfect. Both teams making mistakes. Both teams having moments of brilliance, which I think really shows that the game could swing.
Yeah, definitely. There's things that both coaches can be really proud of with their team.
Yep. Clear. The players have the tools. The players have the tools to be able to capitalise. So we'll see what Queensland Y can do. But they've got to start breaking up wind.
Yeah, they don't have long left, but there's still plenty of time to do it.
Exactly right.
There's about 30 minutes left of the game.
Got Jake centering it to Annie. Annie back to Jake.
Zone defense by Queensland X.
Oh, fantastic shot to Sai there. Just a bit of miscommunication.
It's good to see that they're all smiles about it, though.
Yeah.
Get Mike and Anthony handling, Coden. Anthony, set of 45, set of 45. Yep.
All right. Michael picking up the disc here. Anthony has his dump. Oh, great hands there by Casey. Back to Michael.
Hey, John is open, John is open.
Long throw towards the end zone. Disc is up, players coming under it.
Oh, Annie once again, D machine. Getting in amongst every single one of those long shots. She's now picking up the disc.
Sends it straight out through the zone.
CJ, oh, can't quite keep hands to it. Had to show off a lot of athleticism if he was. Get both feet off the ground.
Yeah, I think there's a fair bit of pressure from the defender near him.
Anthony picking up the disc. Shoots it.
Disc is still in.
Oh,
Caught.
look, he had that great deep look. And Annie tried to get in there to clean it up again, but Clay just came down with it. Way to not give up the disc. I mean, you see the defender sort of come through, get that D, and you kind of, for that split second, you stop. And it was really good to see Clay kind of switch back on, get his head back in the game, and get his feet moving to catch that goal.
Yeah, he had to swing his whole body around and be at full length to grab it. It was an athletic catch.
So once again, coming out of half, we've got Queensland X breaking up wind. Really for them at the moment, wind doesn't even seem to be affecting them that much. Doesn't matter, upwind, downwind, they're just scoring. Another thing about mixed ultimate, we are switching between playing 4 men, 3 women, and 4 women, 3 men. The official mixed split pattern is ABBA. At the moment, we've got 4 women, 3 men split. Nice pull there by Jack.
They've taken a brick.
Just pulled outside.
It's a match defense being set up by Queensland X.
Interesting choice. We'll see how it works. Sai cutting up the line. Easy up the line for her. Annie working now. Once again, a dynamic duo. Floated, lovely pass there for CJ. Oh, and we have a goal. That is the upwind goal I wanted to see all game from Queensland Y.
What better way to do it? It's a really good goal. Lots of hands, clean throws.
Yeah, and it's always nice to do that in immediate response to someone breaking you upwind. You go, none of that. We're going to show you we can do that just as well as you can.
If they can pull off more points like that, this leads nothing.
All right, coach is heading off the field now. Gonna start play moving. Jake for Queensland Y pulling the disc.
Wonderful pull. Setting up a zone defense. Puppy fence.
Putting that defensive pressure on. Still swinging it quite well though, Queensland X. Georgia, lovely pass there to Michael.
Over the top. Hard grab.
Oh, Mateus was there. Couldn't quite get 2 hands to it. Went over his head. Sai with the disc now. Oh, absolutely denied by Scott.
He turned up when he had to. Got the block. Queensland Y are looking like they've got the momentum behind them. They're putting on a zone defense as well.
Michael coming in on that back corner. Queensland X will really want to try to swing it across the field. Oh, not quite enough to get it all the way across. Quick pick up. There you go, that's a goal.
I think that point was due to the defense of the
Yeah,
Maroons.
you had CJ to Ellen all there. Interesting perspective. When the pool went up, start of that point, I think a Queensland X player actually ticked it before it hit the ground. Stuck his foot out. That technically is a turnover. If it's touched while in the air and it's not a catch, then it's a turn. Doesn't matter what part of the body hits the disc. Touches the ground, good for gold. Doesn't matter if you try to stop a roll with your foot. That's fine. But I think it actually, one of the Queensland X players did tick it while it was still in the air. I know I saw a couple of the coaches on the sideline saying that's a turn, that's a turn. But once again, this sport's self-refereed, so the onus is on the players to pick that up.
This point now with 4 guys, 3 girls.
Jake with the disc.
Wonderful pull-up wind.
Does it stay in? Oh, it'll stay in for him. Clay picking up the disc.
Zone
Moving
defense.
it through to Michael. Oh, cheeky shot through the cup to Hunter now. Going through to Scott.
That would have been a hard one to catch.
Oh, definitely. It's low. It's quick. She also had a back to it. Lost sight of the disc.
Yeah, it's good to see that despite taking or losing the last 2 points, Queensland X is still pushing on the offense and taking their chances.
Sai with the disc now. Queensland X still with the zone. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic option over the cup there. Centering it back to Jake. Annie working. Oh, fantastic D there by Rosie.
Yeah, the 2-3-2 defense is working well for them.
Michael shoots.
Well
Goal for Scott. That's another one. Another one to Queensland X. Wasn't easy for them though. It
No.
wasn't that simple. Downwind, scoring a couple of points. Queensland White, we're still putting that pressure on.
Yeah, they definitely had to work for that point. I think the throw had to be really well weighted. Just happened that it was.
It is a good adjustment. I think both teams at the beginning of the game, those downwind shots had a little bit too much juice on them. They were going out the back of the end zone. I think both teams have done really well to sort of consciously recognise to take that little bit of edge off, that little decrease in power so that it can sit and float. I mean, we're day 2 of a competition. Players' legs are getting tired. They're not running at the speed at what they were game 1, day 1. That's another adjustment that you have to make as a player when you're throwing. Can't put too much on it. Hunter with the pull. Getting down there. Need to be quick on that offense. Sai to Annie.
Zone setting up. Starting to tighten the screws, but Popper's coming in through the cup.
Oh, fantastic back up there.
Disc is in. He's looking long straight away. Directing his players around.
Anthony to Clay. Oh,
Off the fingertips.
I liked that though. That was some nice flow.
Yeah. The up the line, followed by up the line, followed by up the line.
But it was well timed. The players weren't streaming into an area. I mean, it was the smart field, the smart area to be attacking, but they were really allowing themselves to get that space. Lucy with the disc now. Tried to find Sai.
Quick play and in.
Oh, lovely vision there. Got Mateus with the goal. Rosie with the assist. it's tough at this point in time. I think Queensland Y just trying to really recontrol the pace of this game. They were walking heads down. Impressed by Annie and another one of the players on the line. Getting a bit fun with it again. Doing a great job at lifting their players' spirits, getting their heads up.
Yeah, I've been impressed by both teams when they've been a bit under the pump. The smiles on their faces and they're still soldiering on.
Some great mental fortitude. Shows real maturity, especially for these teams. Like I said right at the beginning, Queensland Y, majority of their players are 14 years old. Really got to be giving them credit for how they're performing out there.
Yeah, and for 14-year-olds to be playing in the under-18s, they're doing remarkably well.
Annie with the disc.
Oh, good bid.
Liked that break look. Clay picking it up, looking to shoot it long. We've got Coden and Hunter. Hunter comes down with it.
Yeah, he flew for that one.
And I have a feeling that's game.
Yeah, players are tapping hands, shaking hands. I think both teams should be happy with their performance today.
Yep. Moments of brilliance from both sides. Incredible plays. Some feats of athleticism in tough conditions. At the very least, this is a fantastic experience that they're going to be able to use to build that foundation. Years to come, I think we're looking at some really strong ultimate players.
Yeah, because these are the players of tomorrow. These are the players that you're going to be seeing in the under-20s, under-24s.
Look, if ultimate ever gets into the Olympics, this is the generation that's going to be in the team. So that's the end of day 2 of the Australian Youth Ultimate Championships. Day 3 tomorrow, we've got grand finals in all divisions. I believe it is New South Wales, Victoria in the men's, New South Wales, Victoria in the women's, and New South Wales, Queensland for the mixed. So tune in, keep watching the Youth Ultimate, keep supporting these players, and we'll have a great day tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Alti.tv